What up, though?
What up, though,
What's
beautiful
going
people?
on? What's going on? It's your fave cuz Dom and your other fave cuz.
Hope you already know what time it is.
Ay.
Excuse my energy today, guys. I
It's,
swear I'm hype, even if it don't feel like it.
you feel what?
I said I swear I'm hype, even if it don't feel like
You
it.
hype? Do something. Prove it. Prove it. Mm, 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 mm.
That's all I
Okay.
got for y'all. I might cough up. I might cough up a lung.
Oh, Lord, don't you cough up no lungs. You keep them lungs right where they at, okay? You hear
Fuck.
me? Do
I'm
you
trying. I'm trying
understand
my
me?
hardest.
Keep them lungs where they at, all right? We need them intact. We need to
I'm
make sure
trying
you
my
move.
hardest.
Okay. All
We got some
right.
good
Well,
topics for y'all today.
yes, we got some amazing topics,
We are
but we're
investigating.
going to title this episode. First off, we are episode 9, Hope. Like, we're almost to episode 10. I was just thinking about that. I was just like, oh my gosh. I remember when this started out as simply an idea, it was something you wanted to do. And then we started talking more and more about it and just really just we're catching momentum. And I just love that we're learning about each other, loving and
Mm,
supporting each other more. This really has brought us closer,
mm.
just as cousins in general, but hopefully also just allowing people insight into our world, our perspectives, but also creating more conversations in other people's worlds as well. So I definitely just wanted to insert that in there real quick. But yes, we are on episode 9. We are titling this The Social Media Mirror. And the reason why we wanted to talk about this is because the internet can be brutal. However, the internet can also be beautiful. It's really all about hope. I can out your facial expressions. It's really about perspective. It's about just how we're actually using the internet. You know, people can use it for the greater good or they can use it for evil. It really just depends on the person and their intentions. But the first topic that we wanted to talk about is living versus posting because there is a difference. And when it comes to social media, there is a lot of pressure when it comes to always posting. Like people feel like they always have to be picture perfect, or they feel like they have to show that they're living the lifestyle. Especially if they are a lifestyle content creator and they're trying to attract a certain audience. Like um it really can be false advertisement, if you will. But when it comes to living versus posting, Hope, what are your thoughts about that? Like, what do you feel when, or what are your thoughts when it comes to somebody actually living in real life versus posting on the internet for clout? What's your
All
thoughts on
these
that?
niggas is phony.
Hope.
it it's the narcotics. I can't help what come on my mouth. I'm sorry. No, I'm
Uh.
just playing.
Oh my
But no, in real life, like that's what it boiled down to. Like you gotta understand in the position that I'm in, I get to see it in real life. Artists and business people, the whole nine. Like everybody living a facade. Honestly, shoot, at one point I was living a facade. I ain't gonna lie to you. Not that I was purposely doing it. I just wasn't putting everything out there to counteract the good stuff that was happening. And when I say that, yeah, you might see me post 10 orders today, but I might have had 3 refunds too. You ain't gonna never know about that because who gonna talk about that part of it? You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I'm not saying it like I intentionally defrauded people. I just didn't tell the whole truth. And people don't realize that when you leave parts out, that's essentially lying. And so
Mm.
we are frauds when it comes to social media because at the end of the day, who gonna tell all the bad stuff that happened in their life? You get what I'm saying? Who gonna keep it real and say I only got 2 pair of pants? You know what I'm saying? But honestly, take social media out of it. In everyday life, before we had social media, we was the same way. We wasn't going to school telling people, "Oh, we ain't had no food last night. Oh, our lights is cut off." Like that's just the life we've been living. It's just that now on social media, people get to see you might have a Gucci shirt on today. They don't know you found that Gucci shirt in the garbage can behind stole somewhere and washed it and made it yours. You get what I'm saying? They
Mm-hmm.
don't know that you went to the thrift store and found a whole bunch of polos and did what you do, because none of that matters. The only thing that matters is the final outcome. And the final outcome is
Mm-hmm.
I get the floss and flex on social media. You feel me? And so,
Do
with
you
that being
feel
said,
do you feel
go
like
ahead.
there was pressure when you said that you when you said that you used to kind of flex a little bit, or kind of like do things for clout on the internet? Do you feel like you were feeling pressured to do that, or do you
As a
feel like
business owner, yes, I've never felt pressure in
okay?
my personal life to be something that I'm not. But in business, yes, sometimes you gotta fake it till you make it, because everything is a facade. Everything is about perception. Everything is about what people think of you or your company. And so, yeah, there was a time where I thought I had to show every order and show all the good stuff and this, that, and the third. But I'm gonna just keep it funky with you, whether it be personal or business. Now I'm just like, I'm at a point in my life where I don't gotta impress none of you niggas. I'm just gonna keep it honest with you. Y'all ain't paying my bills. Y'all ain't putting no food on my table. Y'all ain't doing that, none of that.
Well,
I mean, yes, my customers do, but my customers don't care if I got on a what kind of polo is this, whatever it is, or a Walmart polo. They don't care about that when it comes to business. Maybe personal wise, maybe, but in business, they only care about if they order got there on time, if it looked good, and if it was right. You get what I'm saying? I'm at a point in life where I literally wear your brand print polo every day. I bought some nice polos, cost me a little pretty penny so they can last forever.
yeah.
Because the thing, like, just think about this: people are buying $2,000 shirts and wearing them one time, never wearing them again for the facade of social media. When those things are made to last forever, so you can wear them over and over again, and
Mm-hmm.
they last forever. Like we've literally taken that out of context when it comes to stuff like that. You feel me? Like I'm not going to buy $1,000 belt and wearing it one time. If I go buy $1,000 belt, it means it's made to last forever. I'm gonna wear it and get my
Mm-hmm.
$1,000 out of it. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not doing that. Like people literally don't want to wear the same thing on social media. I don't care. This probably the 20th time they to see me in this polo on Beyonce's internet. I don't care, because guess what? This polo on the closed a lot of deals and seen a lot of money. So
Okay,
I
sometimes
don't
you have a
care.
good. Sometimes you got a good luck shirt while you
Okay,
playing.
I just
Every
don't
time I
care,
post
and that's
this
just where I'm at with it.
with
Like,
this
give me,
shirt.
I don't need nothing. Give me a your branded print polo with a your branded print hat. Some, I got 5 pair of black pants. I got 3 pair of khakis. You feel me? A couple other pair of pants. We gonna switch it up. I'm gonna be clean. I'm gonna smell good. I'm gonna look
Mm-hmm.
like $1 million, and my outfit gonna cost $20, and I'm okay with that, cause I don't feel the need to have to flex in personal or in business no more. My
Yeah.
name speaks for itself. It is what it is. Either you know or you don't know. But I'm not here to make you a believer in what I got going on. That's up to you.
Yeah, I think for me on my end, I definitely was always picking and choosing what I shared. Like before, I used to share a lot about my relationships, personal relationships. And then, after a while, I was just like, no, because, what if it don't work out? Or do they really need to see that we didn't broke up and got back together the third time? You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just keep things in order rather. And not only that, but I think also as I climbed up the corporate ladder, I didn't want a lot of my personal business out there. So I definitely talked a little bit more professional, or I was posting things that may not necessarily give you an inkling of everything that is going on in my life. However, I will say that as of recently, I have been letting people in my space. And I think that's because I have learned not to silence my voice, but I still pick and choose what I share. So, for example, when I talked about my myomectomy, before I would have never shared that I had surgery, right? I wouldn't have shared that. However, when I see the intention behind sharing certain things, it's usually to help people, it's usually to be uplifting, or to show like, oh, this person um are doing things. They're getting in rooms. They're able to connect. They're able to network. So I really think that I do move with more intention when I'm posting, even if it is something um, a little bit more personal. But I don't do it to compare myself. I don't do it to flex. I'm just showing bits and pieces of my world. Literally, like I literally have a picture of me getting my first car on my Facebook page. That was 18 years ago. Like it's just, you know what I'm saying? Like you could literally follow my life to a certain extent, just based off of the things that I share, but I don't feel pressure to prove myself or anything like that. I don't know. At first, social media started out as fun. Like I literally have had my Facebook page since 2006. I've had my same Instagram page since whenever the heck that started. So it's like I've grown over time. I mean, I've naturally elevated, thank God. But I don't know. I just never thought to like flex. I just feel like, hey, this is my life and I'm sharing a piece of it with you.
Yeah, I'm
So,
definitely not. I don't do the flexing in the general sense of flexing. Like you're not gonna see me posted up with a whole bunch of money on Instagram and, but it
mm-mm,
don't get it twisted though. It was times where I wanted to. You feel me? Like I'll never forget.
mm-hmm,
We closed our biggest account and I'm sitting there with $20,000 cash. You feel me? And I'm like, I want to post it, and I'll never forget. Like something in the back of my head was just like, don't do it, Hope. Don't do it
mm-mm,
because you're not what you know what I'm saying. You're not impressing the business people on your page. You're impressing the niggas. And why do you need to impress them? What do
yeah.
they have to
But not
offer
only
you?
that, I
You get what
think
I'm
about
saying?
robbing. Like, if people like, there are certain angles I make sure I'm good at. You can't see certain things, or I'm posting after an event, not necessarily during the event sometimes, because I don't want people to be able to track me like that. But also because people might know where you stay. You know what I'm saying? They listen. It's a lot of different ways you could be found, and just putting yourself in that situation would put yourself in harm's way when it don't have to be like that. Like you still, the 20 G's is still yours. It's just everybody don't know about it.
Right,
So, but
right.
some
No,
people
definitely.
feel led
I felt a
led to
little
do
pressure
it.
earlier this year when I got into it with everybody's favorite Facebooker, and she tried to let people come tell her like people was looking for me for some money. And I'm like, looking for me, the person who mama and granny live in the same house that everybody know about. Like, I'm not hard to find. You feel me? Like, looking for me for what? And then she said she made the comment of, oh no, no, no. She ran a deal. It was like use Cold Hope or something like that. And tried to like let me run it up. I'm like, you trying to run it up? I already done ran it up. You feel me? Like, what are we talking about? But then I never forget. My
Mm-hmm.
homegirl Carter was like, don't do it. You better than that. Blah blah blah. And see, that's the thing too. I got great people around me who keep me grounded and don't let me do tomfoolery. You feel me? They don't let me do stupid stuff, or detrimental stuff to me or my brain. Like I, I be trying. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I be on that time sometimes, but God to place me with some great people around who just don't. They not going for it. They don't care. Nothing I'm talking about. They go report my status. That's how childish they is.
Do you feel like you ever needed validation at all from your followers?
No, maybe early on. I can't remember. Maybe early on I did post a lot more early on. But in these
Mm.
last few years, hell no. Because this the thing.
Is it
Who
just
are
because you
these
getting
people?
older, or what is
I
it? Why
think
you
getting
why
older
you
does
used to
play a
be like
part
that,
in
now you
it, but
don't
then
care?
again, I don't because it's some 40 and 50-year-olds out here who still flexing for the gram. You feel me? Like, so I don't know if it's an age thing. I think it's more of a when I look around and I see my constituents, the ones that I want to be like, they're not flexing on the gram. They're not on Facebook telling all their business. They're not doing none of that. Like I know real millionaires who come in. I told you the story. Marcus Bowers walked into my event looking like he was fresh out of Walmart. He didn't have no Gucci, no Prada, no Louis, no none of that. And he was the richest man in the room. He was richer than all the people in the room put together. How about that? Forget being the richest person in the room. If you put all 50 people that was in my event money together, we still ain't have enough money to get to his money. Okay, so what am I doing all that for? Where what who am I impressing? Because that's not going to impress the Marcus Bowers of the world, the Elon Musk of the world, uh it's just that's not what they impressed about. They impressed by. And so once I realized that, the pressure of people who probably got less than me, who ain't doing as much as me, ain't moving like me, didn't really matter to me no more.
Yeah.
I feel like I
So
need
when
more
it
validation from my family and friends than anybody.
yeah. But even do you feel like even you've started to shed layers of needing validation from family and friends, or do you feel like there are still some people in your world that you feel like you need to be validated by? And you don't have to say any names, but I'm just curious where you are with that.
Can I be honest with you?
Well, I hope
I
you've
just
been
cheated.
honest this whole time.
I just cheated death. Today at 8:17 p.m. Houston time. I don't really care about nobody's validation. Now I can't tell you how I would have felt last week, but today, when I say I don't care about none of that, I mean none of that. None of it. Because listen, if this last week ain't showed me nothing, it showed me that the people that you trying to impress, the people that you trying to, whatever you want to call it, none of that stuff matter. When we dead and we gone, they ain't gonna care. It's gonna be a cry for 20 minutes, some sympathy, and then moved on to whatever else in the world is going on. And that's just how it goes.
Mm,
That's just how it goes. So no, today, if I was shedding layers of validation, they shed it. They are gone. They out of there. They ain't coming back. And that's just the way I feel. Like I don't feel I'm not in competition with anybody. And that's crazy because I people will tell you for years I was like, I'm in competition with Vistaprint. I'm saying? Like I had people that I had on a pedestal that I was like, I gotta get to that. Now
mm-hmm.
what I'm realizing is none of the stuff that matter that I thought mattered. Having the most money don't matter. None of like having knowing the most people, having the most your name and the most people. None of that stuff matters because at the end of the day, if you die and you didn't live your life to the fullest extent to what you feel like life should be, then what did you really do besides run around all your life chasing validation from people who don't really care about you?
I definitely get that. I used to want to make my parents proud. I would say that. I think that I used to want to make my parents proud. I used to want to make the family proud because I wanted to be that person that, you know, the person in my life that I never had. I also wanted to, make my grandma proud, even though she was deceased. I don't know how that works, but that's just how I felt. You know what I'm saying? Like I just, wanted to be not necessarily somebody that people held me up on a pedestal, but somebody that I could be a go to resource for them and be able to help with anything or almost anything. But now it definitely has to come from within the validation and about being true to self and living authentically. And I think nowadays, especially because I think everybody on social media has been portraying this life and nobody is really bought in anymore. I feel like it literally has dissipated to where people like, okay, we know that that's fake. We know that's not always your lifestyle. This, you know what I'm saying? And now people are starting to show get readies with me so that you can actually see the truth behind what's happening. But also, I do believe that people are now needing more authenticity. They
Do
are
you know that
needing
some
to
people
see
stage
the
those
real
videos?
you. Hmm?
Do you know that some people stage those get ready with me videos? Like we'll rent a
Potentially.
whole Airbnb for a week and then do what they like. They move all their stuff in and they shoot 60 to 90 days worth of content in a
That's
week.
crazy.
Like, so I know that we are under the impression of people are being more transparent. No, people are just getting more slicker in what they do.
Mm-hmm.
So whereas remember you talked about how corporate companies they be planning stuff 5 years out, stuff like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Content creators do the same. I know content creators who plan content for 6 months at a time, year at a time. They change their clothes. They might got 70 outfits. You know how we do a long version and break it down?
Mm-hmm.
They doing the same thing. And they changing 70 different times to do it. Because they don't have a job. So that all they doing for 7 days straight is creating content for the next 6 months, 6 to 8 months.
I never heard of that before, but also I've
Again, I get to
never
see the
been
back,
so
the behind the scenes of
yeah.
artists and stuff of that nature
Mm-hmm.
that most
But it
people.
makes sense though, because that's how they make their money. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how they make their money, especially if they're getting paid with brand deals and UGC or whatever else they got going on. Like I understand that they have to put in that effort and they have to have the proper aesthetics to be able to be able to create the content that's going to drive people to want to do business with them. I completely understand that. But I do still believe that authenticity is needed. And I believe that we are all mostly smart enough to know when somebody ain't real or not. I don't know. Do you feel like you have an authenticity radar?
It
Or do
might
you
be a
feel
little broke
like,
like my gator. It's like no, um,
what? Oh my
to a certain
God.
extent, but again, because I see it on both sides, sometimes it do make it hard because it be for me, it be having me second guessing. Like, bro, did you plan this? Did you did you set this up? You feel me? Like artists will go. I've seen artists spend their last dollar to go to the club and make it look like they doing something. You feel me? Like I know watch artists hire bands and choreographers and not pay their rent. You feel me?
Mm.
Just to go to an event and it's 10 people standing in this event where they should have took that money, went and shot a video, created content from BT. Like I, the persona is way more important to people than the actual outcome nowadays. You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Yeah.
it makes it hard to look at people and be like, oh yeah, you real authentic. You feel me? In the back of my mind, I'm side eyeing everybody because are you authentic? You could be. I don't know because again, it's only so much that a person is gonna allow you to see of them. You get what I'm saying? And nobody about to come out and be like, I spent my rent money on some choreographers, or I spent my rent money on this performance, or whatever the case may be. Like, not saying that it's a bad thing because chances make champions. Sometimes you got to take a chance on yourself. But what confusing me and have me questioning the authenticity of things is you go spend all your money on, let's just say, a performance with choreographers and stuff, right? But you don't hire a video team. Why? Why didn't you think that all the way through? You know why? Because the only thing that was important to them was those people in the show seeing them looking like money. They ain't think past the business part of it. So it's hard to think
Mm-hmm.
that people are authentic. Because when I think of authenticity, I'm thinking you're thinking long game, business, personal. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, it might be a little off because I just, I don't understand. To a certain aspect, I don't understand people in that way. You get what I'm saying? Like, I
Well, do
rather,
you think that, like, just from your perspective, have you, when you were posting versus living at one point, do you feel like it was any kind of like emotional fatigue that came with performing your life instead of actually living it?
yes, because you got to make things perfect all the time. And that's why, I don't know if you remember when I came to you about doing this podcast, and I was like, I just want to do it. I don't want to try to make it perfect. I don't want to overplan it. I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like even when we dropped the first episode and it was blurry, at first I was discouraged, but I was like, "Hey, but we got an episode though. We posting that hoe. I don't care how blurry it is. I don't care how who called me and say hope, blah blah blah." I had somebody just recently, oh the audio is off, oh this, oh that, the lighting, the this, that. I don't care because I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm trying to get across a message, and the message is not perfection. So I don't care about any of those things at all. You get what I'm saying? So it's definitely exhausting because like okay, it's no secret that we lived in an apartment for 45 days that had a bug problem. Okay. I
It might be a
literally
secret to some, Hope. Everybody don't know
well,
your life.
listen, I don't live there no more and I lived there for 45 days. I had to go. Okay, so we going to be transparent right now. In those 45 days, just imagine you I'm checking boxes to make sure I didn't even take client
I don't
orders.
think people understand the context of what you're talking about, Hope. I don't know if you
I
want
ha-
to go into that detail and share, but you're jumping like directly into
okay.
people might be a
I'm
little
saying this
lost.
to say in those 45 days, I had to create perfection around me because I had to, when I'm going live, I got to be looking at the walls. When I'm thinking about bringing customer orders home, I'm like, well, dang, what if I get them a box and the ropes run out that mug? You feel me? Like, it's not, I'm just being transparent and honest right now, okay? Like, it was exhausting to the point where it was like, I can't do this anymore. I don't know how people do this.
Oh
How
my
do
God.
y'all live it with roaches and bugs and still be going live and stuff? You all looking over your shoulder, thinking something crawling on you all day. I don't know. It was exhausting. It was too much for me. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It was too much. And that's people's real life and not for 45 days. You get what I'm saying? Like people are literally living like this and still trying to
It
live
it's a bug
project
behind you for real
perfection.
though, low key.
I'm just being honest. I live in Texas.
No,
I
cause
mean,
it's a bug right behind you.
girl, I know that's a damn lie because I know where I live at. Because hope we don't play them type of games, baby. Let me tell you, the bug will be here by himself. Do you understand me? Mm-mm. That was the worst 45 days of my life. Ask my mama. I cried every day. I called her every day, crying like a baby. I can't take it. I can't do it. I have never lived. Listen, even when my mom was a crackhead, we didn't live with bugs.
Oh,
Okay,
oh my God.
I'm just listen. The amount of energy that it takes to project perfection when you live in chaos is insane. And I don't know how people do it every day for years and years and years and years until they make it. Like, no, it's exhausting. I'm not doing it.
It's interesting because even when it came to performing, because I never really felt the pressure to always post. I just wouldn't post nothing. So no, I wasn't emotionally
I think that had a lot
fatigued.
to do with your corporate life, though. A lot of corporate people that I know is like that. Like they
Like
have
what?
professional LinkedIn's. They might post a picture at a gala or networking event. But I just think corporate people just they not doing it. Reese, it's not the narcotics, okay? That's real life talking, okay? I see the comments in the comment section, and I'm just being transparent with y'all. I might be a little off the narcotics, but that wasn't the narcotics talking. The amount of pressure and that it takes for, to project perfection when you live in chaos will listen. By the time we moved out of there, I probably didn't get on social media for like a week or two because I was exhausted from living in that situation, and I only lived in it for 45 days. How, listen, mm-mm.
Yeah, and not only that, but again, you could even see it in people's eyes. Like I'm not saying like I'm a psychic or nothing, but I could sometimes you could tell like, bro, you faking it. Or look at their eyes. They just look so sad. You know what I'm saying? Like some people really do try to fake the funk and be happy. And it's like, nah, it's just I don't know. I think for me, again, when it comes to emotional fatigue of trying to be perfect, I definitely don't feel like I come off as that. Now, I will say when I post something, I do want it to be pleasing to the eye. I don't want to have a whole bunch of stuff in the background and stuff. So I am a little bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that. However, I fall short of the glory too. But I'm not, I just don't want, again, I wouldn't want to come off as, oh, look at all that stuff on the floor. Oh, look at it. Like, I can tell you right now, yeah, it's a clean background right now, but I may have a book. I got some
Hmm.
glasses, a Apple Watch band, like a charger. You know what I'm saying? I
And
got
what's,
stuff on the
what's
side.
crazy is early on in business, I didn't care about stuff like that because as a printer, you listen, your warehouse might be looking crazy, okay? So it's
Yeah.
a lot of that's why you don't see a lot of print companies post. And when they do, it's just flyers and stuff like that. They never really post pictures of their workspace. And that's how we won early on because clients was getting to see real life products.
Mm-hmm.
But just imagine this to take one picture, I gotta clear a whole space to take that picture. You get what I'm saying? I gotta move machines sometimes. I gotta move other people's orders. I might have 12 stacks of t-shirts. Six of them I might not even be able to post because who they for. So now I gotta make sure they out of the frame altogether. Like it,
Mm-hmm.
it, it definitely became overwhelming. That's why you don't see us post as much as we once
Mm-hmm.
did because, and this might be because I'm getting older. I don't want to see dirt. Like I don't want to see extra stuff in the picture. I don't want to see, and that's just a me thing. Like it ain't even got nothing to do with nobody else. I'm just getting old and see now. But
I don't think it has anything to do with old at all. I really do believe that it's just more so of a professional stance and a professional approach. Because I can tell you right now, and I've learned a lot from being in corporate, and I learned that we ain't gonna have step. You know what I'm saying? Like we ain't about to be having all that stuff in the background. So like I really took a lot of what they did and I just applied it to
and see,
my
you was
everyday
blessed
life.
because you got to be in the corporate world where everything was like a perfectionist thing. You feel me? So it taught you things that you probably even never thought being in this corporate setting taught me. You get what I'm saying?
I
But
think
even
anybody
when
could have learned that though. Hope like you could learn that just from observe. If you were to study your phone company or you were to study
you notice what you just
any
said,
any company.
study. Most people ain't studying, Don.
But that's what I'm saying is like you could learn from any corporation. Literally, you could learn from any corporation those
Yeah,
type
but
of
you got
things.
to
It's
see the
just a matter
inside
of
of it. Like you got to
do
see it.
you pay
How you
attention to
got me over here
detail?
looking for bugs and shit. Thanks a lot, Don.
I feel like I do pay more attention to detail and that could also be it. But I just want to make sure that we have an aesthetic and not only that, but I don't whatever is in the background, I don't want it to take away from the message of whatever I'm trying to post.
See,
Like
attention to
because
detail
they're
is
gonna be
not
busy focused
something
on
I ever
this,
been
they're
good
looking
at.
at huh?
Attention to detail is something I've never been good at, and I've studied and tried to learn it, but it's still something I'm battling with and trying to learn today. Honestly, like in business, that's why Key is the detail person. You get what I'm saying? Like she gonna
Hmm.
make sure every T is crossed, every I is dotted, every punctuation is there. That's her thing. I'm gonna give you the overview, and then that's all I'm good for. Cause like I'm just
Well,
not
that's
an
why y'all
attention to
balance each
detail
other
person.
out, which is a good thing. So, but yeah, okay. So we talked about the emotional fatigue and whatnot. A lot of times, and I don't know if you really use filters, Hope, or if you have any kind of like comparison, like because we talk about comparison as a thief of joy. But do you feel like filters or follow or like the amount of followers or even just like comparing yourself, do you feel like that like impacts how you feel about self, like about yourself in any shape, fashion, or form?
What you mean by filters? Like,
Yeah, like how sometimes them filters, well, you may not even care about it, but like the filters, they change up your aesthetics. It might change
okay,
the
I
shape
just wanted to
of
make
your
sure I was
nose,
understanding
your
you right.
skin tone.
I don't use filters at all. Like even on my days where I think I'm the ugliest, I'm still not using the filter because I don't really got a reason why I don't use them. To tell you the truth, I just never been into stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am an anomaly though when it comes to like most people, so I don't think that I'm the best person to elaborate on, or because I don't want to come off judgy either. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm not judging people who do use filters. It's just not my thing. Um, I just feel like I'm not meant to be everybody's cup of tea, and nobody is meant to be everybody's cup of tea. Like
Mm-hmm.
you should just, I just always, I just rather not be on social media versus using a filter, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like if it's a day where I feel like I gotta use a filter, I just rather not do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But
But
what
that's just
about the
me.
followers, like the number of followers, or just comparing yourself? Do you feel like seeing other companies on the social media, maybe like you said, your competitors, if you see them doing better than you, or they win an award, or all those things, like do you feel like that impacts your self-worth or anything like that?
For sure. Not recently in the last few years, but there was a time where they was giving out awards left to right, and I was feeling away. I'm like, everybody getting awards ain't doing nothing. Like you getting an award for making a little money, but you ain't did nothing in your community. You ain't did nothing worth winning this award. You get what I'm saying? Even
Mm-hmm.
I think we might have touched on it in the last episode. People creating classes and selling classes, and they only been doing it for a short amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
Like all of those things was definitely making me feel a type of way at some point. But then I just had to get really grounded and rooted in myself. And a lot of my insecurities came from things that I could change. You get what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
Um, like I was feeling real insecure because um my constituents would get on social media and they would just always look so poised. As far as like they hygiene and all of that. Whereas it was a time where I'm only getting my hair cut if I got an important event, or you know what I'm saying. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm not putting on no real clothes unless I gotta go somewhere. Those were things that I can change, and once I realized that the the insecurities or the whatever the word I'm looking for um became non-existent for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I think even when it came down to followers, there was definitely a time where I was looking and comparing, like, oh, they got this many followers, I got this many followers. Now I don't care,
Yeah.
because if you look at some of the major brands, they don't really use social media. You know what it was? People was preaching at a point, social media is everything. You need social media. You're not going to thrive without social media. You can't be a business without social media. Can't do this without social media. And then I started seeing that you could.
Mm-hmm.
I got a guy right now who has no social media presence at all. And he does about $1 million a year. And he only got about 8 clients. He only take on lawyers, doctors, hospitals, and he makes them sign a contract. You have to spend this amount of money. We'll do everything from you, from your letterhead to this. It'll come out on these days. Blah 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 blah. You got to make the payment on the third each month. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
Mm-hmm.
he has no social media presence, and he loves it that way.
Yeah.
One of my clients right now owns one of my uh highest producing accounts, and he will tell you, I go to work, I go fly to California to check on my farms, and I go home to my wife and son. I don't I don't go to the club, I don't do social media, I don't care for any of that. I have people who run social media for the business. I let them do their thing. I never interject. That's not my expertise. And he lives by that. And the man got 7 locations all together right now. So he must be doing something right. You get what I'm saying? So I think that
Yeah.
once I start seeing um the difference between what they preaching at us and what's really going on in real life, it made everything easier for me to not compare and contrast or be concerned about what the optics look like or any of that.
Yeah, I saw a video yesterday and it was very interesting because I forgot the lady's name, but she was like, don't focus on the views. I mean, it's not necessarily followers per se, but it's more so about the views, right? Because a lot of times we even talk about it like, man, we didn't get this many views this time, or oh, we didn't get views, and we thought we would have been doing better with our long form than our short form. Now, it's okay to still have goals. I'm not saying that, but the quote that the lady was saying, essentially surrounded the fact that you should not be focused on the amount of views, because all it takes is one view for your life to change. You
Mm-hmm.
just need to see the right person just needs to see what you're creating and
Mm-hmm.
the impact that you're creating, so you don't necessarily always have to focus on the number. However, I do understand that the numbers are important, especially when you're running a business, but at the same time, all you need is that one person to see something and to really make a difference, a big difference in your life. So, um,
You know what helped
yeah,
me? Now that I'm thinking about it,
what's
the
that?
most pivotal thing that helped me is I got to work with Little Caesars. I got to work with NRG. I got to work with Loud Music. I got to work with Travis Scott. I have never been viral on nobody's social media. I got to work with the city of Houston. I got to work with the city of California. I got to work with the city of Detroit. I got to work with Detroit Public Schools, Houston HISD. I've never been viral. I've never did 10,000, 20,000 views on nothing. You get what I'm saying? And I think that's what really opened up my perspective of social media is important, but it's not important. Like even with the podcast, like most people don't get to see it, but this ain't my first YouTube channel. You get what I'm saying? But I used to get so discouraged by only having one view. Now you see how excited I be about our 15 views. You know what I'm saying? I be tracking. I be like, bro,
Yeah.
we got 19 views. Like, and you would think we got 19 million views the way I be acting. You feel me? Like, we hit 20,000 views on YouTube, boy. I could have ran up and down the street naked, as excited as I was. And that might seem crazy to somebody else, but 19 people watched our long form video. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like, that's a big deal to me because that's 18 more people than what I usually get. You get what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm.
I had to start really appreciating the small things going on.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
never did that before. And once I did start appreciating those things, it became also easier to be like, let's just do it. Let's just get it
Yeah.
done. You feel me? Like, yeah, I think that was the most that the year where, good stuff just kept happening back to back to back to back. And I'm realizing social media had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
All those deals was closed face to face in the
Mhm.
office,
But
away from
sometimes
social
I will
media.
say now, social media, they do look at your social media to see what type of followers you're attracting, and they do hire you based off of your numbers, based off of certain
That is
metrics.
true, and I don't want
You know
people
what
to
I'm
think that's
saying?
not true. But I know for 100% fact that wasn't true in none of these cases. Sometimes it's about who you know, not
It
about what you
is.
know.
That's very true.
So yes, social
Well,
media is important, but I do want people to understand that sometimes social media don't get you in the door. It don't even validate you. It's
mm-hmm.
sometimes it's strictly about your character, who you are, what you know, who
Mm-hmm.
walked you in the door, and
No, you still got to know your stuff. Be very clear. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be on social media and creating this content and could lack a lot of intelligence when it comes to handling business. You still need to know the background of your business. You know what I'm saying? And understanding the logistics and how things work. You can't just go in there just because you create content. Like you definitely got to be equipped with the right information to hold those type of conversations and partnerships. So yeah, I feel you on that one.
mhm.
Well, guess what? We are at our 45-minute mark. We talked about the social media mirror, about living in real life versus posting for the gram. We talked about the pressure or lack of pressure of having to be on all the time, just like really eliminating the perfectionism when it comes to being online. And then also, we talked about how you shouldn't let your self worth be dictated by the filters, the followers, or even just comparing yourself, because at the end of the day, we are all worthy. Let's just start there. But that doesn't necessarily determine your success. So, Yeah, I feel like we covered a really light topic. But Hope, do you have any final words that you want to leave our audience, our favorite cousins with?
Um, it's okay to be you. It's okay not to be the the designing wearing, follow the trend, you know, person. And you can still succeed in life. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying because look, if I clear another $20,000 check at one time, I might go buy me a Gucci shirt. I don't know. I'm lying. I'm not going to buy a Gucci shirt, but I might go spend a little more money. You know what I'm saying? Buy myself something nice. Um, but it's okay to not post it. It's okay to do things in silence. It's okay to move in silence. It's okay to look nice in the boardroom and you know not do it for the gram. Um, Authentically being yourself gotta be the number one thing on your heart at all times. Because once you not yourself, things get a little sticky. It's just like almost telling a lie. You got to keep on lying to, keep up that first lie. If you start rocking Gucci, people gonna expect you to keep rocking Gucci, or they gonna think you're lying. So whatever you start, just know you gotta finish strong. And you know, I guess knockoffs is a thing for a reason. But y'all get what I'm saying though.
Lord. And I would just say that it is, like you said, similar to what Hope said. It's okay to be you. Now, I'm not saying that I will say that I've learned a lot about myself through social media, whether it meant learning like new things about how to style clothes, how to pose in pictures, how I should put on makeup a certain way. There are a lot of things that you could learn through social media. However, pick and choose what's for you and how you really want to feel outside of being online. So, for example, if you just have a certain dream or certain vision about yourself and how you see yourself and you feel like you need some guidance, so you follow influencers, do that. That's okay. But at the end of the day, still make sure that you are being true to yourself and making sure that you're not doing it for other people. Like literally focus on you and how you feel, and the right people you're going to attract because they're going to want to be around you in your presence. The last thing that you want to happen is for somebody to see you online, get this certain feeling and certain excitement, and then when they get around you, you're weird. You know what I'm saying? That's the worst thing you want to do,
You're
is to have a
weird.
completely different personality online versus in person. So just be authentically you at all times, and I promise that you're going to attract your tribe, whoever that is. So that's all that I got. I know that we were live on Instagram, Facebook, and also we will be posting this on YouTube. So make sure that y'all are liking it, commenting on it, sharing it, give us feedback. Let us know if there's a specific topic that you want us to tap into. And guess what? We will be doing episode 10
We're
next.
gonna have
So
some
I'm
special
super,
topics for
super
y'all for 10
excited.
and some giveaways. So make sure y'all tapped in for sure. Episode 10 definitely gonna take place next Sunday. I mean next Monday. If y'all haven't noticed the trend, we've been going live on Mondays. So we're gonna say that one for y'all till Monday. And hopefully I'm doing a lot better. So I have
You
a lot
will.
more
We
great
gon' we
energy
gonna claim that. We gonna claim that. You gonna be all right.
for sure.
You're still healing. And thank you so much for getting online, Hope, and being selfless and being able to contribute to the conversation despite, how you're still feeling due to the emergency that you just recently had. But just know that we love you. We praying for you. And know that, I'm here, but just want to make sure that, it's stated online.
I got receipts. I'm pulling them.
All right. All right. Well, all right, cousins. Thank you so much. We appreciate y'all. Y'all take care of yourselves, and we will see y'all next week. Bye bye.